Hello, fabulous friends and fans. Welcome to another episode of Nadiya Shah Productions. I am your host, Nadiya Shah. Thank you so much for being here. Well, what a treat we have with us today. The author and revolutionary thinker where it comes to Palmistry, the renowned Peter Burns. Peter, thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure being here, Nadia.
I am so excited to have a palmist,
Yes.
but also someone who integrates palmistry with astrology.
Yes, that's right.
So what's the connection between the two?
Well, the connections historically, it goes back many, many centuries. The connection in previous times, astrologers were often palmists as well. In fact, they utilised both tools, and even nowadays in Asia, for example, if you ask somebody to do a horoscope, they will ask you to see your hands. Quite often the first thing they will ask for is to envision the hands. And so the two naturally go together.
What got you started in this field?
It was by accident.
Yes, it always is.
By accident, yes. In spite of my initial scepticism, I became fascinated, and after I became fascinated, I became obsessive. And I read every single book on the English language. I researched and started looking at people's hands, and it just rolled on from there. And
What do you like best about being a palmist?
well, it gives you an extraordinary insight into a person and how to deal with a person almost straight away. Palmistry is one of those skills which you can utilise in any field of life, teaching, selling, anything to do with dealing with people, because as somebody's speaking to you like this, they tend to wave their hands around, and just a very quick casual glance at the hands tells you a lot about the person.
Can you give us some little bits of insights? What should they be looking at first as they start staring at their hands and going, wow?
Rather than look at any specific aspect between two planets, we should first really consider the overall picture, the temperament that's shown by the horoscope. Somebody with short fingers, if you've got short fingers, the thoughts stay in the mind for a short time. And so these people think quickly and fast. So if you want to explain or to sell something to somebody with short fingers, you give them the big picture and do it fairly quickly, because that's the only way they're going to understand and absorb things. However, if they have very long fingers compared to the palm, we give them the long detail.
So you now have the palmistry textbook.
It's an illustrated guide to reading the hands. So I've got lots of illustrations, starting from very, very basics, working to more complex issues. Palmistry, as I've mentioned earlier, is actually very simple, works by simple principles, and from that we can get to very sophisticated interpretations of an individual. And it's without peer in the diagnostic professions, in that the answers are obvious and easy to see. It's fast in diagnosis, and it gets to the very bottom of what motivates people and what's going perhaps not correct in their life, where they're tripping up a little bit, and it often also shows the very simple answers to what the new direction should be. Yeah.
You're known as a huge expert on this integration between astrology and palmistry, and you're lecturing all over the world.
Yes.
What's next?
What I would like to do next is to assist astrologers in taking on this skill, because an astrologer who knows palmistry, it's more than 1 and 1 equals 2, it's 1 and 1 equals 3. The great benefit of knowing even the basics about the hands is that your capacity to benefit the client is amplified considerably. Adds the element of speed and depth to any astrologer's toolkit. And the two skills, these were sister art.
Now, you may have noticed, because I just realized this, I was so excited that Peter Burns was going to sit down for this episode of Nadiya Shah Productions, that I forgot that we're both wearing our name badges. Because we are at the SOTA conference. Let me see your hands.
Ah, my hands.
I'm looking at Peter Burns' hands. And they are awesome. I will say that.
Oh, it's a
There
very
we
good
go.
reading. You'll make an excellent palmist.
Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you for being on my show. And thank you so much for watching this episode of Nadiya Shah Productions. Until we connect again, take care. Welcome to my brand new show, Nadiya Shah Productions, featuring inspiring, positive, and uplifting people, places, and events in astrology, New Age spirituality, and art. Catch full episodes, daily horoscopes, and so much more on my website, nadiyashah.com. Until we connect again, take care.